professionalinvestor.com's daily brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Market Melting Up. We are officially in Market Melt Up silly season. This is actually the biggest push in the global money supply since 2020. So it shouldn't be surprised that we're getting this kind of huge melt up. I'm not going to do too long of a show tonight. I just feel like there's not that much to talk about. It's summer trading. We're basically just in melt up mode. You had your entry down here at 5,900 right here. I talked about this 2 weeks ago back on Thursday, basically the 19th. I said we would get a pullback to the 5,900 area and you'd want to long that. And if you did, you've done very well. And now we want to be considering exits. We've got an 8 printing on the TD8. Same with Bitcoin, by the way. So we had the pullback here. Let me go to a daily chart. So we didn't do a show last week, but we did do one here. So this is where we talked about it. Said you would get a pullback to the 99 to 100K area. You can check the Discord where I put the summary. And markets, bounce from there. Those were both perfect calls. And if you took either of them, you made a lot of money. So congratulations to anyone that took those calls. Now it's time to think about exiting and, waiting for that pullback. That's kind of where we're at here. Last week was kind of just a wash week. You would have just sat in your longs. And now we're looking at, okay, what happens next? And you can see with M2, we had a big surge higher right here. And now we're going to flatline until basically the end of July with a bit of a pullback. And then we're going to move higher. That's essentially what M2 money supply is telling us. We're probably going to have bigger fluctuations than it's showing. If I expand this, right? So if I do something like that, maybe we get something like this where we get a bit more of an aggressive pullback. Maybe we pull back even to 6,000. We'll look at the chart. I'll get rid of the M2. I just wanted to show you how much this is the vertical spike here in M2 and how we haven't had something like this since basically 2020 back here. We haven't had this extreme of a spike up. So expect something like this, because everyone's printing a lot of money. And this isn't really the US, this is other countries like China printing a large sum of money. Hello Ucha, hello Zirkela. Yeah, no camera today. I'm feeling pretty sleepy, so I feel like putting it on. I thought, I can give you the same information about that. And you're going to see the summary in Discord after this. This is more so just to go over things for myself, for everyone here, and then put it in the Discord. So this was your little W, by the way, on a lower time frame. And this is our target up here at 6,400. We have a 6,600 target eventually, but I'm thinking for this run, it's not going to go higher than 64, and maybe even only to 63. But I would honestly be taking profits already. If you bought the pullback down here, which we talked about doing, if you did that, okay, this was your big entry, then you should be taking profits up here. This is where you exit. You can start looking at shorts a bit, but you're definitely not buying. And it only has it's already gone 6%. You've only got another potential 2%. So 75% over. Maybe you'll get the last 25%. Maybe you won't. Maybe we stop here. Maybe we stop here. Maybe we stop even right here. And the reason I say that is because we have a TD8 on the daily. I'm going to get rid of the money supply. We've got a TD8 here. Everybody here knows that's not a good sign, but it looks extremely bullish when I look at RSI. Very, very bullish. Also on the 12-hour, getting way overbought at this point. On a 4-hour, this is the final rebound area. But I could definitely see us. I think it's risky to try to short it just yet. I think you might want to wait. But who knows? It's going to be a long weekend. Markets close in about 2 hours. You could get something could happen over the weekend. I've heard rumors. People keep talking about this earthquake thing, tsunami prophecy. Hello, Hafed. Welcome. People keep talking about the tsunami prophecy thing. I'm not going to put much into that. We're going to stick to technical analysis. And on the daily chart, it says warning. So there's not a lot of upside here. I have taken a good amount of profits, and that's what I would recommend doing here is taking profits and considering maybe hedging with a little bit of shorts. That's what I would do, and leave room to add to your hedge if we move higher. That's kind of it. I don't really have more. I need to see more data develop. But as of right now, I mean, this is a full-fledged bull breakout. So whatever pullback we get, that is going to be a buying opportunity. So if we pull back to like say 6,000 area, it's going to look like this. Okay, and that's your buy. And then that's going to be another big move. So keep in mind that this pullback is not going to be like a massive crazy pullback. It's going to be a little bit of a pullback, maybe 6,000, maybe to only 6,100, that area, and then we're going to blast off higher. That's what I think is going to happen. I mean, think about it, guys. Like, Federal Reserve hasn't lowered interest rates at all. It could still lower interest rates quite a bit. It has plenty of tools in its tool belt to juice the economy. The economy is running strong even with high interest rates. So, and Trump's screaming for lower interest rates. And if he gets that, then the market's going to rally even more. And all the other countries in the world have already lowered their interest rates. So the U.S. will come in next to continue this rally. All right, so that's basically the plan for the S&P. I don't really have anything else there. And then everything else is going to kind of follow. Like, NVIDIA is the same, super bullish. Everything I've said this whole rally has essentially came true. I was screaming to buy down here, and we continue to rally higher. You'll get the pullback, and then we'll push higher even more. That's just NVIDIA. Boeing not looking that great right now. I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. We also have a TD8. So I'd like to see if we get a bit of a pullback, and then I can get long on Boeing. On a weekly chart, it looks quite bullish, and I would like to see us. So we hit the buy zone down here. Now we flip it, right? And our sell zone is going to be up here at 368. So that's kind of where I'd like to see Boeing head to. And you can see here, this downtrend line, we're basically on the other side. And we're just going to consolidate with the market pullback, and then we're going to launch higher. Maybe pull back even to like 190 something. And that would be a good long entry opportunity. Tesla, I know a lot of people care about Tesla. Elon Musk fighting with Trump again. This was a breakdown right here on the daily chart. Right there. Second breakdown. And where we go next. However, it does look like it's just kind of consolidating here. Weekly chart, midpoint, daily chart, also at the midpoint. I hate trading stocks when they're just basically all in the no man zone. And that's what we're seeing here with Tesla. It's just kind of sitting here burning premium. Very, very small range. I don't have a target for Tesla right now. It's just ranging. I need to see how this develops. I think it'll follow the S&P. So maybe you get a bit of a pullback all the way down to like 260 before then it turns around and heads higher. That's something I could see happening. Very likely scenario. Just take out these lows down to the 270, 260 area, and then finally head higher. But I don't have anything clear on Tesla. Another one I've been looking at that I watch, Qubits. I mentioned that I wanted to get out of my shorts. So I did, and you can see the big rebound. Oh, and it's on a weekly chart, it's still bullish. Still bullish. So that's why I exited my shorts. This daily reversed, can head higher. Gonna have some resistance here. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't have a trade on it, just kind of updating. IonQ as well, you can see it rallied. Doesn't look as strong as Qubits, but the weekly is still bullish. Daily did break down, but you're getting some resistance here and we could head higher. So again, not the best trading zone, but you could make an argument for shorts here. You could. I think it's a bit risky. I'm trying to think what other stocks. The miners are way up today. I don't think this is going to help you, but miners are way up. I think miners look great for a coming breakout when Bitcoin breaks out. So look for, this is going to get rejected. So look for a pullback and buy down here. So see on the daily, you've got a TD8. Look for a pullback down to this 15 area to get in that buy before liftoff. Yeah, somewhere down here, 15.7, 15. I can see us pulling back to there before the big move. Names like Mara, Riot, all kind of look the same, all forming like these TD8 patterns that I think will pull back, and you're going to be able to get long at a decent area once the pullback happens. Just like that. Maybe we only pull back to 11, but I think we'll go quite a bit lower. Iron is another one. These are all kind of like mining companies. You can see Iron really took off. This one looks crazy strong. And on a weekly, this is a very nice W right here. Actually, the second W is lower, so I'm not so sure about that. It's actually an ugly W, very ugly. But if we just look at the low here and look at the range, this points to Iron going to potentially 50. That's definitely that would be a big win. So again, just like all the other miners, I would look for a pullback, maybe down to like 13. There's a bit of support here. Where is it? Where's my line, my horizontal ray? Yeah, so you've got support right there, pretty much. 15, and you've got more support down here at around 13. So expect a pullback into this area to then get long for a big move. Hello, Hafed. CLSK is another one. So you can see already from this little move, it's hit the 2.618. It's probably going to reject from that level. Pull back again to this like $10 area, so 20% pullback, and then you can get long for the move all the way up here to 17. That's what I'd expect to see. Potentially even a lot higher. Put a pullback right down here to $10 makes sense. That's kind of all the miners. I'm still in UNH. It's just kind of sitting down here. Isn't making the recovery I had hoped for, but I'm still in it. If we go lower, I'll probably add. I have to see how it shakes out. I also have this one, Regeneron. And I thought it looked decent on a weekly chart, curving up. Recently, it was at 1,200 only back in August 2024. And you can see we're on the other side of the trend line. But you've got like two trend lines basically here like that. So if we get on the other side of this trend line, it could really move a lot higher. But I think I would, again, wait for that pullback first before doing anything drastic. You can see we're kind of over the line. So that's another one. That's kind of all I have for stocks. Let me check. Wait a second. Let me see. Do I have anything else? Definitely can tell it's summer trading. We've got less than half the people in here compared to before. XYZ. Block Inc. It's another crypto one. It's been kind of consolidating. If Bitcoin takes off, this could head way higher. So I do have a bit of this. You can look at that as the range, basically, which points to like 191, 200, which is a nice move from basically a nice 200% move, potentially. That's another one I'm watching. Okay, Bitcoin. This is what you guys are really interested in. Oh. Tired. Started too late. Later than I wanted to. You can see MACD's kind of flatlined. RSI's flatlined a bit on the 2-week chart. Weekly as well. You're in that 50, 60 area. MACD's not looking too aggressive. And then daily as well. You're in this like no man's range zone. We really have to break out. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck in this range. Looks like we are rejecting, but we're on the other side of my little channel, which is a bullish sign. But I think this is a fake out. And you can see how it's already kind of rolling over. I think they're going to spike it down all the way to here, 103K. Stop out as many people as possible, maybe even go down to like 102 and then send it. That's what I'm seeing. But the data is not perfectly clear. I need more. The more that comes in, the easier it is to predict what happens next. And yeah, I know this chart's messy with a lot of lines, but those are all the support and resistance levels. Here you can see how well those kind of played out. And I like to keep, let me see how we rejected from this level. Bitcoin's the big one. Obviously, everyone's interested in altcoins, so as well. So we can take a quick look at the others index. I think this is going to be a really short show. Hello, Garrett. I've kind of gone through a lot of the stocks I wanted to go through, and yeah, I don't see any reason to go through individual stuff. Again, flatlined. This looks like it's kind of Wing on the 2-week. 47. This actually looks bullish. But very similar to Bitcoin. So again, the same thing applies here, where just like Bitcoin, I expect a pullback. Except this will be more violent, so maybe you even go down to 190 before a bounce, and then the big move. So just keep in mind that can happen, especially this weekend. The 4th of July weekend, when everyone's partying and enjoying, that's when they usually like to pull the rug. Where is our alt season? I think it's coming. It's coming. It just needs to cause you a bit more pain first. See, this should have broken down. See that? Should have broken down, but it says trying to W. It's done that a couple times. It just does not want to break down. Until this trend heuristic channel breaks down and we close below it, I can't get too bullish on alts yet. Like this was a big breakdown, and I thought we would keep heading lower, but we bounced and probably stopped out a lot of people as alts headed to new lows. All right, back to others. This is kind of the game plan I see with all the different coins. I mean, we can look at Ethereum. You can kind of see that. Though Ethereum's a little bit different. So Ethereum, this is borderline a bullish breakout of RSI. And MACD also is bullish. Weekly has not broken out yet. But same like Bitcoin, I could see a pullback, maybe to like the midpoint. Let's go to a lower. Probably to here, this area, maybe a little bit further, and then we'll take off. That's about it. And you can apply that. You can apply that to essentially any of the altcoins. It'll work. Do you guys have anything in particular you want to look at? Otherwise, I think that's kind of it. That was all I wanted to update on. And you know, we'll wait till the subtitles generate tomorrow because there's not too long of a video. They should generate pretty fast. And I'll create a nice summary with all of our price predictions, and I'll post it in my Discord chat, and we can watch how it plays out. But so far, the last 2 or 3 months, you can scroll back through all the Discord summaries. I think the price predictions have been pretty much spot on. Everything's been pretty spot on. If you followed it, then you should have done really well throughout the last few months. I don't think I have to go long to maximize the value here. I think I can deliver it very quickly. And I think in terms of Bitcoin, this is kind of your last chance, this pullback. This is going to be your, if we get this pullback that I'm looking at, I mean, right now this looks like a bullish breakout, but I think it's a fake out. So if we get this pullback that I'm looking at somewhere down to here, that's going to be your last chance to get long, because after that, it's just going to skyrocket. Just absolutely massive move up to 140K. Big 40% move. That's gonna be the big one. You could see how essentially this was a bull flag forming the whole time, and we can say that like this is AB and then this is CD. You can see how it leads up to that kind of 135, 140K area that we expect Bitcoin to move to. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Hopefully everybody has a, you know, markets are closing in like 30 minutes, and then no markets tomorrow, so nothing to worry about, except, you know, obviously some kind of global catastrophe can happen that can cause markets to crash. Most likely if something's going to happen, it's going to happen while markets are closed. That seems to be the playbook this year. So just don't go into the weekend with any really risky positions opened, because futures could gap down when they do open, depending on what happens over the weekend. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the happy 4th of July, and I will see you guys on the site. And look for the summary posted, you know, in the next 12 to 16